Okay. Let me say one other thing. Yesterday we had a big announcement about our efforts to be able to control the dispensing of these opiates. There is good news out there. We've seen a 20% drop in the number of prescribed doses, and our approach going forward is to deal with the next generation, who we hope will not be exposed to these opiates, which are the things that lead to heroin, which is the thing that leads to death. And so what we want is a full partnership, not just what we do at the State House or what they do in Washington, but also what happens in the community. Because these changes will most profoundly occur in the community when we all work together. But one thing that the people of this state need to know, we are on top of these things. We're dealing with them. It's not as though we don't know what the solutions are. We do know what the solutions are. And the drop in the number of prescribed doses, a whole change in the way in which the healthcare and medical community dispenses. And what we announced yesterday was not a proposal. It, in fact, is going to be the law. You will not give an adult more than 7 pills, and a child no more than 5. And with some episodes, they will get 0. And this occurred over a period of time to make sure that we don't have a problem with access to healthcare professionals. And the communities across the board have embraced this. So there's been a slow but steady movement here to make sure we get all this right. And I believe that we will begin to see the dividends. But think of it this way. We have a whole generation of Americans who receive these pills. We got mom and dad and grandpa and grandma who have these pills in their cabinet. It's been an overflow of them, and that's what created the problem. So as we can begin to cut down on the availability of these pills, it will result in significant and real progress for all of our people. And so I'm optimistic about the future. I'm not in a panic about it. I'm deeply concerned about all this, because when we see one person die, it affects everybody in this state. Frankly, it affects every human being when we see somebody die from drug abuse. But I don't want people to think that we're out of control, we don't know what we're doing. We're on the top of this. And the actions that we are taking will bring fruit into the future. But it's critical that the faith community and other organizations locally also do their part to pay attention to somebody, to love somebody, to help them find work, to comfort them, encourage them. That's a very, very big part of these solutions. So it's not just what we do at the top, and we'll continue to do many things. We'll have another big announcement about an idea on Tuesday at the State of the State, but it's also about what we do where we live, because it's our neighbors. Finally, you know, why does community matter so much? Because sometimes top-down doesn't always work. On Martin Luther King Day, I had a chance to go down at the invitation of Dr. King's daughter. And somebody asked me about the politicians in Washington. And I said, here we are celebrating Dr. King. Dr. King did not have this unbelievable change in civil rights by going to politicians. Frankly, they ran the other way. And some of the ones that we even admire went the other way. Dr. King changed America because he changed the hearts of the neighbors. Black and white, Republican and Democrat, liberal and conservative, Dr. King sparked a revolution from the bottom up, from where people live, with a message to those politicians and elites at the top, that we will not settle for anything less. And to some degree, that's what we need in America again. A sense where we live that we can change the world and get those people at the top who sometimes don't hear very well and play too much politics to understand we're not going to tolerate anything less than coming together as Americans to solve some of these fundamental problems. So thank you all very much for coming. God bless, and we'll see you again soon.